Thank you very much. Could we give Ambassador John L. Powell, the next representative for Constituency 2, a special round of applause for so ably presiding over this virtual meeting. Let me, of course, greet all those who are tuning, who are listening, who are viewing this virtual meeting tonight, put on by the Team Unity Movement. And I want to say thank you in advance. Thank you to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis for giving us as a team an opportunity to serve over the last 5 years and for committing in your heart and mind that one good term deserves another and Team Unity shall be returned. My fellow citizens, today has been an important one in our walk to democracy in this, the land that we love. Today, 11 candidates, all leaders, submitted themselves for contesting the elections which are now due on June the 5th. And don't fool yourselves, the elections will be held on June the 5th. And so those who have a problem cannot deny the democratic right of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis to a general elections in accordance with the constitutional mandate. Today was a special one for our new candidates. Senator Akila Byron Nisbet, give her a round of applause. Ninky Kevin Williams, and of course, the incoming rep for number 2, although not absolutely new in terms of the enthusiasm on the street of Basseterre and the huge crowd. It was an overwhelming experience for him, as it was for all of us. I say thank you in particular for 2 of my loving constituents who today journeyed with me inside the Tabernacle Police Station, where I signed up the documentation and took an oath to represent the people of number 7. Help me to give a special hand to my brother in spirit, my brother Dashan Jarvis of Tabernacle, and my sister in spirit and in kingship, Shanice Allen of Christchurch. Those 2 young persons signed up as witnesses to my candidacy for the people of number 7. They are very special, always have been, and always will be. For them, I will continue to fight. For them, and on behalf of their children, we will devote the next 5 years to create that Garden of Eden for all the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. The Garden of Eden, which since 1937, Marcus Garvey challenged us to create, is taking shape in St. Kitts and Nevis. And over the last 5 years, to the dint of hard work, sacrifice, discipline, ingenuity, and competent handling of our St. Kitts and Nevis, we have laid the groundwork for a new Garden of Eden, satisfying the needs, the talent, the wishes of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. So I thank all who have been part of that creation. We have a strong platform in which to continue to move the country forward. The last 5 years, year after year, positive growth. The last 5 years, year after year, surplus. We approached COVID in the strongest fiscal position of any country in the entire world. We were number 1 in the finance class in the Caribbean region with 9.1% to GDP in terms of our fiscal balance, followed distantly by Grenada at 5.1. When it came to management of our economy, we knew our country was in good, capable hands, and we will need the good, competent hands to take our country forward post-COVID into the new era of challenges, and we would want to ensure that team unity is the clear choice of the future. Yes, we are very keen to continue the work. And the enthusiasm which we saw in every constituency today for team unity clearly indicates that when the 5th June comes as it must, team unity shall be returned in overwhelming numbers by the young people of St. Kitts and Nevis. I say to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, there's a clear choice. Team unity is about the future. You have heard over the last week presentations, eloquent and powerful, from the new members who are coming forward as candidates. But you have also heard the enthusiasm and the preparedness of those who have been in government for the last 5 years. And in your heart and in your mind, you must have connected that this is a real government taking care of business on behalf of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. The world has changed since COVID-19. And the scientists are saying to us, we must adjust to a new normal. That is, it will never be the same again after COVID-19. Several of the things we used to do, we will have to learn to undo them because we shall do them no more, even post-COVID. It means we have to clearly have a view about what will be sustained in the future and what we must leave for the past. The Douglas Labour Party has outlived its usefulness and must have its place in the past, in the rear mirror of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis who are driving forward, who want progress, who want a genuine future in which they can be part of the building of the Garden of Eden for themselves, for their children, for their family, for their community, and for this land that we love. We must go forward, and we can't afford to go back. The last time we trusted the management of our country to the Douglas Labour Party, they took us and robbed us of our good names. Paper after paper told us of the mischievous and bad deeds of an administration that had lost its way. In May 2014, the U.S. government told us they had imposed a FinCEN advisory because the Douglas administration had become too corrupt and its word could not be trusted. We can't go back to that past. In November 2014, the Canadian government told us that the Douglas government had become too corrupt. It could not trust its word, and as a consequence, it had withdrawn our visa-free access to Canada. Lest we forget, we can't go back to that. I saw in the files of the country where the cabinet secretary of the past, my former teacher, Mr. Edmead, was writing to the owners, the principals at the Marriott Hotel, indicating that the Canadian government would not speak to Denzil Douglas, and he wanted them, on behalf of the cabinet, to intervene on behalf of the St. Kitts Nevis government. Where in the world would it be that one government would shun another, treat it as a pariah, where it was that the cabinet secretary was begging a private actor to do what only governments can do? We can't go back to that past. We must move forward to the safer and stronger future, which only one movement can deliver. And that movement is the Team Unity Administration. We proved it when we transformed the tension in our streets, when we brought safety to families, when we said goodbye to the constant rat-a-tat-tat in the streets of Bastille, in St. Peter's, in Kayard, in Phillips Village, in Sandy Point, in St. Paul's. We did what Nikki is now encouraging the people of Number 6 to do. Try something new. Try something different. And out of that longing for something different, saying goodbye to the same old policies of a rejected administration, we brought forward a peace initiative, and we say we shall go 10 yards for safety. That we will put no price tag on saving a human life, because life is too precious and it could not be monetized. Our new vision had its detractors. And later, when people begin to see the results, they called Commissioner Brandy to Barbados, had a seminar with international law enforcement agencies for Brandy and MacArthur and others to explain the success of the St. Kitts and Nevis Peace Initiative. Yes, we know what we are doing. And we did that. The DJ was right. A little slow, but right. We did it so that the young people of St. Kitts and Nevis could again live in harmony. We did that to the parents who were full with grief and concern about life and living in St. Kitts and Nevis. It was no Garden of Eden on the horizon. We did it because our sense of humanity told us that we must bring an end to the homicides in the country. We must first contain it, then reduce it, and eventually eliminate it from the landscape of St. Kitts and Nevis. And within a short of 5 years, what couldn't happen in 20 years has been happening for the years so far. Homicides are down a record 60% in St. Kitts and Nevis. Thank God for Team Unity. Yes, I say thank you. And while we will continue to work hard, and we are in fact working hard on your behalf, readying our St. Kitts and Nevis to be a leader in the rest of the world. We are the example of the best manning state. Once upon a time, people looked to Barbados as the example of the well-managed state. Today, it is St. Kitts and Nevis that is leading in the hemisphere. Jonelle told you, the World Justice Project, Rule of Law Index, ranked us time after time the best governed country, the best governed country within the sub-region. Number one, better than all the rest. That is what we have come. And yes, while we have been busy looking after the interests of the people, the opposition, which cannot make up its mind whether it wants democracy to be alive or they want to shut it down, as they did for 26 months when they refused to table the motion of no confidence. So today, we always knew they had something up their sleeves. They were up to tricks and gimmicks. Today, they let out the cat. They say what they had up the sleeve is an injunction. An injunction, they say, to stall the process of democracy in the country. We want to say to them that the people of St. Kitts and Nevis have already made up their mind. They want the stronger and safer future which only Team Unity can deliver. They are clear in their mind that they will not go back to Douglas labor. They're done with that. That is for the past. Nunca. Nunca. El partido de Douglas. Nunca. Regresar al gobierno. That's a little for the Spanish who are listening in. So they have come now with a list of complaints, abuse, obstructionist policies. But aren't we already accustomed to that? That was Douglas labor. When the motion of no confidence was tabled, they refused to hear it. When we took the matter to court, they said, no, take it out the court, we will bring it to the parliament. We trusted them, withdrew it from the court. They said, no, they want it back in the court again. So got the speaker to put it in the court. Same old Douglas Labour Party. Nothing has changed. Same old party, same old leader, same old policies. Labour haven't changed. And they are not fit for the present nor the future generation. So we must say that their efforts to challenge the regulations. What regulations are they challenging? The COVID-19 regulations. And what it is behind all the elaborate words that they use. They say they want the country open up. Let everybody from the hotspot in New York, in Miami, in New Jersey, from England, from Italy, wherever they are. Wherever they are, allow them to come because they have a plan for them. And that is okay to have a plan for them. But what about the plan for those of us who are living here in St. Kitts and Nevis? What about us? Don't we deserve to be free from COVID-19? Don't we deserve to protect our health system from being overwhelmed? Don't we deserve to ensure that the limited resources of the government is not being spent to hold people, keep them for 14 days, do tests, do this, do that? We said it was on the advice of the health professionals that those regulations were put in. And we will not be in any rush, because our first job is to keep the people here safe. Our first job is to keep our people healthy. And that is what we have been doing so successfully. So today, as we speak, not one death, because we manage. Give our health experts a special round of applause. As we speak, not one admission in our hospitals. And we prepared 3 hospitals for it. We expended nearly $25 million to buttress our health sector, not just for COVID-19, but for the future. We, as we are speaking, have already negotiated for a brand new cardiac center to be established at the Josephine France Hospital to deal with all the complications of heart care in St. Kitts and Nevis. We have been looking to the future. And we have built out a health sector now that is second to none. While we are doing this, they are focusing and exposing us to danger. Why is it they are not taking care and consideration for you, for your family? Why is it we must allow thousands of people in by air or by sea? Why is it? What is at the heart of the mischief? Why is it Dr. Joe, Dr. Douglas, Marcella want all of us to be at risk? But what we are doing here in St. Kitts and Nevis, we didn't just pull it out of our pocket like a handkerchief. We didn't. We based on science, based on World Health Organization, based on CARPHA. We implemented that policy, and the policy has borne fruit. So tonight, I say that the Team Unity government will never apologize for protecting the health and safety of our people. We have been and we will continue to adhere to the World Health Organization's guidelines. Our Team Unity government acted early on the coronavirus, and there is no doubt that our proactive actions by restricting travelers, imposing quarantine and isolation, and closing our borders is what has saved life in St. Kitts and Nevis. And what we have done is what America was supposed to do, some say belatedly, when President Trump says, close the border to Europe, close the border to China. Yes, it was dramatic. But everywhere, we have seen it as a standard response to protect people and save their lives. We had shut down in BVI, in Jamaica, in Barbados. Every country, by and large, has had to do what we are doing. The only difference is that we are doing it better here in St. Kitts and Nevis. That is why when the people in the UK were complaining about the upsurge in deaths in London, BBC came to look for me. I never got to look for them. I didn't have the number. They are more resourceful. They got mine. When Sky News wanted a success story, they came to St. Kitts and Nevis to interview the Prime Minister. When BVI wanted a success story, they came to St. Kitts and Nevis to interview your Prime Minister. Yes, we will always put our people first. And if big country like the United States of America getting so much blows from COVID-19, if the United Kingdom can't deal with it, if Italy had to become a ghost town, why is it that man from the past, with his power-hungry attitude, want to destroy all the gains that we have made? So then we have to go backwards to lock down the country again. Now we have started in a managed way to open up our country. From today's relaxed operation, 4 days of shopping in town, 5 days of shopping in town, 7 days the country open up. All of that discipline action, all of that competent work by our health professional, our NEOC, all of this could be scandalized and brought to naught if we were to follow the advice of those desperados from the past. They've seen the writing on the wall. The country does not want the past, and they believe they could go somewhere else, bypass you, the people, in this 11th hour when you're ready to drop your X in the box for Team Unity. They want to frustrate us. Yes, the Labour Party is not ready. The Labour Party can't deal with the fact that the peace has worked and will continue to work. The Labour Party under Douglas has no plans to keep us safe. Only the Team Unity administration can keep you safe, now and for the future. Only the Team Unity government has shown in good times and in bad times we can stand the test of time. When hurricanes came under the rejected party, you could hardly get a tarpaulin. Team Unity delivered over 2,500 housing solutions to our people after the hurricane. Yes, my people, we can't let Douglas distract us. He thinks that he's the master of tricks and gimmicks, that he can give us a doggy. But we pass that kind of opportunism in the politics. These are serious times. And only serious leaders like those who are here on the Team Unity platform and our 3 colleagues in Nevis can deliver the serious leadership that can keep the people safe for the future. We have Just about 8 more days to go. 8 more days to go. If they have trust in the people, I challenge them. Withdraw their nonsense that they have put calling injunction. Go to the people with your case. And the people of St. Kitts and Nevis must be the final arbiters of justice and democracy. And on the 5th of June, they will deliver the knockout punch to the Douglas Labour Party. We're done with them because they have messed up and they are not worthy. 8 more days to go. And it looked like they figure they can't last for 8 days. 8 days. Not a long time. We don't want no delay. It is time for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis to speak. Since February now, I'm watching them. I'm monitoring them. They call the election. You all expired. Now look who have expired. The Douglas Labour Party has expired, outlived its usefulness. Since February, they go in the street with a weak bell. Even a primary school, the bell wouldn't work. They said they're calling for the elections. They ring in the bell and the hand too weak. Nobody hearing the bell. Now the real bell has rung. They seem not to be ready. My final word is that we cannot leave the elections to chance. If you want a stronger and safer future, you need to go out and vote everywhere for the Team Unity candidate. Yes, you need to go to the polling booth next Friday. You need to find the SA in constituencies 7, 3, and 6 and cast your X next to that symbol. You need to find the hat in constituencies 1, 2, 4, 5, and 8 and cast your X next to that symbol. In Nevis 9, 10, and 11, you find the hammer and you cast your X next to that symbol. And you need to tell all your family and friends to do the same. That is how, in every constituency, in every community, we will secure the stronger and safer future. And that is why we need you to back your local Team Unity candidate. As good as I am, and as great as something that I am, I can't do it alone. I want a team, a helpful team, a competent team to help me deliver on that promised Garden of Eden for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. A country that is flourishing, a country in which there is prosperity. The Garden of Eden is figurative language for a country that is satisfying the needs of its people, taking their talents, taking their creative juices and putting it to constructive development of the country. So I say thank you in advance. Let us not risk the stronger and safer future. Let us stick together, St. Kitts and Nevis. See this through with a government of love, caring, compassion, competence, and consideration. That government is your Team Unity administration. Thank you. God bless you. Onward to the path of victory. Onward to the stronger and safer future. One clear choice. Team Unity on Election Day. God bless you.